scary movie.
Stitch.
I like that movie.
Yeah. Gobble, gobble.
With Thanksgiving right around the corner, I thought I would treat you guys to a review of a movie set during this time of stuffing our faces full of food. And I don't know about you, but every year I eat way too much, and by the end of the meal, I'm all like,
Get it out! Get it out of me!
you know you're in for a wild ride when a horror flick named after a holiday is being directed by Eli Roth. And he actually made a fake trailer for this way back in 2007 for the movie Grindhouse.
This holiday season, prepare to have the stuffing scared out of you. Thanksgiving.
So it looks like he decided he didn't want to regret having any leftovers, so he went ahead and made it into a full-length feature. In this cinematic feast, Roth manages to carve his way through the holiday cheer, leaving audiences somewhat horrified and chuckling nervously. Although, if I'm being honest, the bloodshed throughout is way more toned down than many of his other projects. Sure, there's gore, but he serves it up with more of a wink and a nod. Still, he does have a knack for blending horror and humor, kind of like a demonic Martha Stewart or something, I don't know. The film opens with a seemingly innocent family reunion, complete with awkward conversations.
You know, a lot of people are kind of intimidated about making a turkey, but really it's very simple. You just have to know the anatomy of a turkey, and it's...
But being the twisted genius that he is, Roth turns the mood on its head. The tension builds quickly, and, you know, before you know it, chaos ensues as Black Friday at the local supermarket commences. Some shattered glass and a shopping cart high five to the face later, we're thrusted headfirst
into the dark corners of consumerism and the profit made in the midst of such frenzy.
The deep. Yes.
The film introduces us to characters who are more terrified of missing a deal than the safety of those around them. It's a chilling reflection of our society when the biggest threat isn't even a mass murderer, but the fear of paying full price for a new blender. This critique on our obsession with instant gratification and FOMO, especially during the absurdity of Black Friday shopping, is turned into a heart-pounding horror show. And this is all just within the first 15 minutes, before the killer even shows up on the scene. Now, whether you ultimately enjoy the movie or not, there's no denying how Roth has us question if the real horror is the discount-crazed mob or the corporate puppet masters pulling the strings. Undertones aside, when the killer does start setting the table with bodies, pun intended, most kills are kind of generic, but there are a few clever ones. We're also tossed our fair share of red herrings to throw us off from who the killer is, which is typical for a film like this. Eventually, the clues do point clearly to the killer being one of two people, and I'll just leave it at that. From bones cracking to blood-curdling screams, the sound quality, it's on point. The acting across the board, it's not Oscar-worthy, but it's pretty decent. Obviously, some more so than others, but still, not bad. That being said, most of the characters are very one-note and lack depth for us in the audience to honestly really care about them. I chalk that up to more of the script than the acting itself, as they're mostly, you know, numbers on a slasher scorecard. Then again, that's kind of the case for most slasher films. I gotta say though, kudos to the cast for managing to balance the terror and comedy with finesse. There were some really funny deadpan one-liners and a reference to Shark Tank, of all things, in the middle of this deadly feast of a time. The pacing is solid, and the cinematography captures the carnage in all its gory glory too. Overall, Thanksgiving is a roller coaster of terror and satire, and it's one of the better horror films for this holiday. But there's also slim pickings, so take that with a grain of salt.
Duly noted.
If you're looking for something that's going to revolutionize the genre, this ain't it. But if you're ready to watch a decent slasher set on a day that'll make you grateful for your own family quirks, you won't be disappointed. In the end, I would consider this a slasher classic for this holiday. Okay, that's all I have to say.